So we're going to start this morning with an invocation given by Lisa Lane Barnes.
What an honor it is to be here today. Please bow your heads and join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, your word reminds us that the heavens declare your glory and the vastness of your creation proclaims your handiwork. We take joy in the beauty of this city and the abundant gifts it offers. Today we extend a heartfelt thanks for the privilege of honoring an amazing man whose service to the community has touched countless lives. We gather here to dedicate this street in honor of Ed Laird, a man whose life was marked by extraordinary achievements and unwavering service to our community. We thank you for the countless ways he has touched our lives through his dedication, hard work, selfless acts of kindness. As we stand on this street, may it serve as a lasting reminder of his legacy. Let it inspire us to follow in his footsteps, strive for excellence, and to serve others with the same spirit of generosity and love that he exemplified. In your word, reminds us of the importance of service. In Matthew 20:28, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. May this verse guide us in our daily lives, encouraging us to serve one another with humility and compassion. Bless this street and all who walk upon it. May it be a place of peace, community, and continued service to others. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Lisa. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to recognize a few of our special guests here today. We have Congressman Dana Rohrabacher, Congresswoman Michelle Steele, Assemblywoman Diane Dixon, Mayor Pro Tem Pat Burns, Council Member Casey McKeon, Council Member Tony Strickland, City Attorney Michael Gates, Harbor Commissioner Van Vu, Community and Library Services Commissioner Lisa Lane Barnes, Community and Library Services Commissioner Austin Edsel, Interim City Manager and Chief of Police Eric Parra, Assistant City Manager Travis Hopkins, and Deputy Fire Chief Eric McCoy. And if I missed someone, I'm so sorry. I think I got everyone I spotted. So thank you all for coming. We are all here to honor a very special person, a pillar of our community. I'm going to have to read my remarks, because I don't want to cry. Shh. I have a heart deep inside. Okay, so Ed Laird has been a pillar of our community, a philanthropist, and an unwavering advocate for underprivileged children. But to me, Ed Laird is more than that. He is a mentor, a friend, and a father figure. I first met Ed in 2018. During one of our most challenging times in my life, my adult life, I was running for the school board, facing intense opposition and personal attacks. Being new to politics, I was still reeling from the accusations and unsure of how to navigate the storm. When I was told Ed Laird wanted to meet with me to discuss my candidacy and the situation, my initial reaction was intimidation. I thought he wanted to distance himself, as a few others had done the moment the race got messy, but I couldn't have been more mistaken. We sat around a table and had a candid conversation. At the end of that conversation, Ed looked at me and said, "Well, that's some nonsense," but in a much more colorful language. And he said, "I want you to know that I will stand by you every step of the way if you decide to continue and eat, and I will be with you even if you don't, because no one should be treated this way. What can I do to help?" Those were the last words I expected to hear when I walked into that meeting. So thank you, Ed. I was practically a stranger, yet Ed saw that I was being treated unfairly and chose to stand by my side. His words of support were all I needed to continue in this fight. And now I stand here today as the mayor of Huntington Beach. This is just one example of Ed's character. For decades, he has dedicated himself to enriching the lives of children through his work with Kiwanis, the Boys and Girls Club, and many other organizations that serve underprivileged youth. He has brought joy, hope, and opportunity to so many, leaving an indelible mark on our community. Today, we honor Ed's legacy of service with the dedication of Ed Laird Lane. This small token of our gratitude will forever stand as a reminder of his tireless efforts to help those in need and his commitment to making the world a better place. Thank you, Ed, for your unwavering support, your kindness, your example, and your mentorship. You have left an imprint in our hearts and our community that will never fade. Thank you. And so with us is Dana Rohrbacher, who will be playing a song for us.
Hey, I wouldn't come and sing this song for anybody but Ed Laird. I tell you, Ed's been a very important man in my life and in our community. I love Huntington Beach. I love Huntington Beach. And Ed's done more for Huntington Beach and more for Orange County than anybody I know, and so it's my honor to have come all the way from Maine to sing this song for Ed. And I'm not a great singer, so I'll try it out. Here it comes. This is a song I wrote, and let's see now, how am I going to get this? Yeah, I think this is it. Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. God bless America. God bless our freedom. God bless the people who work every day. God bless the folks who built this great country. God bless our rights to speak and to pray, where choices abound, 'cause this life is our own, and we all have the right to reap what we've sown. In the freest land the world's ever known, and no one can take it away. God bless America. God bless our freedom. God bless the people who work every day. God bless the folks who built this great country. God bless our rights to speak and to pray, where strength and kindness go hand in hand, and beauty and progress are one with the land. And neighbor helps neighbor, 'cause we all understand we're making our own destiny. God bless America. God bless our freedom. God bless the people who work every day. God bless the folks like Ed Laird who built this great country. And God bless our rights to speak and to pray. God bless America. God bless us all. God bless America, the freest land of all. Thank you, Ed.
Now I'd like to introduce Mayor Pro Tem Pat Burns.
I'd be lying if I wasn't hesitant hearing that he wrote this song. I was like, oh, great. But that was awesome. Hands. That was a great song. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for all coming to this special day. Thank you, the Laird family, Ed, Patty. I've known Ed we date back way before I ever thought about politics. HB boys. I got to know Ed. We came close, and we're still close through the HB boys, and politics is just a small part of our connection, but yet I use his sage advice and experience when I need some advice on things, and I appreciate that. I appreciate everything you do for us. That's it.
Next, I'd like to introduce Councilmember Tony Strickland.
By the way, Dana, you give great speeches, but you can sing too. You're amazing. That was a great song. Yeah, that was a great song. Look, I'm humbled to be here and be part of this event. You know, why do we name this street after Ed Laird? You know, it's to make sure that his name will be forever etched in our Huntington Beach history. The fact that Ed's brought Huntington Beach a lasting legacy to a great man who's done so much for so many. A man who's done so much to touch the lives of the people of Huntington Beach. In order to see this, just look at this audience. We're in the middle of the afternoon on a Friday, and really, as always said, 5% of the people do 95% of the work. And the leaders of the community came here to honor you. They're here. And I always joke around. We had lunch just the other day, and you talked about Dave Garofalo being a friend for 40, 50 years. And I always joke around that Dave and Van Vu and Don Ramsey and all these people who are here, John Atheridge, they're like, and you're like the Bob Hope of Huntington Beach. You never turn down a charity. Any charity that's in town, you're at the front of that charity, organizing. And you know what? You've made so many people's lives better because Ed Laird's lived this great life. And that's why we're here today, because you have touched so many people in so many different ways and have made their future a better future with more opportunity because of your leadership. As was said, you know, Ed Laird, 60 years in the Boy Scouts. In fact, they have an Ed Laird Scout Camp in Orange. He was chairman of the board of the Bolsa Chica Conservancy, his involvement with the Kiwanis. Board member of the Claremont Institute. For those of you that don't know the Claremont Institute, that's a group that teaches statesmanship and political philosophy. He's a successful businessman, a company that's operated here in Huntington Beach since the early 1970s. I won't tell you what year I was born, but you know, it's a long time to be a community leader. And really, it's about giving back. There isn't a person in here that's not here that you haven't touched and made their life better. And I don't want to cry either. A lot of us wouldn't be here. But I will say I'm not like Michael Gates or Pat Burns or a lot of the folks here, Casey McKeon. I'm not an 8th generation Huntington Beach resident. I did come here because I married a Huntington Beach girl. I grew up in another part of the state. But when I moved here, almost invariably everybody I talked to said, you need to meet Ed Laird. You need to know Ed Laird. And I will say, for me personally, my life is better because I know and I'm proud to call you my friend. Ed Laird, you're a great man. And even more important than anything else, I judge a person by their family. And you're a family man. You have a beautiful wife. You love your kids. You love your family. And, you know, I know everybody's here and they're so proud of everything you've done. And that's why I'm proud to say I'm a little part to play in having Ed Laird Lane here in Huntington Beach, again, for a man that deserves this. God bless you, and God bless Ed Laird, and God bless Huntington Beach. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Councilmember Casey McKeon.
All right, thank you everyone for coming. I'm honored to be here. It's a very special day. One of the many lessons that I've learned getting into this crazy world of politics is to never prejudge someone before you meet them. And that example was given to me and learned through Mr. Ed Laird. When I got involved, I was always told that Ed Laird was this big political boogeyman or kingmaker, if you will. And when I met him, I had this, a vision in my mind of what this person was going to look like. And then I met Mr. Ed Laird, and I was like, this can't be Ed Laird. Because this man is very kind, very generous, very caring with his time, with his resource, with his investment in the community through his business. His daughter is married to one of my best friends over here, Eric Barnes. They have a beautiful grandchild, Jackson, that was born on July 4th, Independence Day. So our families are close. I've learned from Ed so many things of how to be so selfless like he is. I don't think there's a charitable organization in town that he's not a part of. Every week you get some text from him, hey, at this event, I've got a table. Would you like to come? I'm like, Ed, who has the time, man? But apparently you do. And so he gives so much of himself to others. He gives so much great advice. He's really funny. I love all his little Edisms. My favorite is when he talks about someone being a suck-up. He says that person kissed another person on all 4 cheeks, which I laugh at every time because I think it's amazing. And that's just who he is. He's a great man. He's so generous. He gives back so much. And it's such an honor to have something named after you. For those that don't know, he's got the Ed Laird Boy Scout camp in Irvine named after him, which is a huge facility. Giving back to the youth of our county, of our state. He's national with the Boy Scouts. I was fortunate to be invited to one of his annual Boy Scout events, and that really opened my eyes. And it just shows you what's important in life is to give back everything you can, and Ed's done that. And I'm really honored to be a part of this today, to immortalize him here in Huntington Beach on Ed Laird Lane. So this will always be Ed Laird Lane, and that's really what the goal you should aspire to be is to have something named after you, because that means that you did something positive for your community. And I'm blessed to know you, Ed, and really proud of you, and I love you, man. Congratulations.
I'd now like to introduce our city attorney, Michael Gates.
Thank you, everybody. So today must be a very big day, and Ed must be a very, very great person, because we saw something today that we haven't seen before. Gracie cried. Pat cried. Tony cried. Casey doesn't cry. And neither does Gracie, but she did today. Anyway, it's an honor to be here. Ed's a remarkable person. I think, most of us can think about all the people that we've met in our lives, and we've probably called a lot of people good people, right? We've probably called a lot of people good people. But when we're really honest with ourselves, the list of really good people in our minds shrinks. And I can tell you that that small list in my mind has Ed Laird at the top. You are a really good person, Ed. And not only are you a household name and you mean so much to the community and you've done so much, but in my mind, naming this street after you is not enough. There should be parks. Heck, half of the city should be named Ed Laird Beach, in my mind. Ed is a household name. I've known of him for years. I met him about 15 years ago, and when I got elected as city attorney in 2014, he became just an enthusiastic, avid supporter, which I appreciate. And one of the things, as a testament to who he is and how he never lets the ball drop for his friends or among his friends, every time I've been sort of under attack, he has always unwaveringly reached out to me without exception and defended me and made sure I was okay, and with a few choice words, which I won't repeat either, encouraged me to punch back, which oftentimes I don't. But he has always been there as a supporter, as a defender, as I said, a household name. And I'll end with this where I started. When you think of the good people in your mind, Ed, you have to be at the top of that list, that short list. So congratulations. I appreciate who you are and everything that you've done. And this is just the beginning. You deserve a whole lot more. So thank you, Ed.
I'd now like to introduce Congresswoman Michelle Steele to say a few words.
Thank you so much for inviting me today. It seems like I came back home because all of old friends. I love this district as much as I love my new district, and I used to represent here. But you know what? Don't forget, still do all the work in this district and my new district because you don't have a right Congress member here. And you know what? All of you are my old friends, and I'm just so grateful to see all of you. But at the same time, oldest friend who is sitting here, my husband brought him to my first date. You know what? So I've been known Dana as long as I've been known my husband. I thought it was American custom. At that time, I didn't know. I thought it was a little weird if I knew that I never married my husband anyway. So you know what? Thank you, Ed, what you've been doing. You are a legend, and you are a big pillar of this community. And you know what? You deserve this. As what Tony and Mike and everybody said, that you know what? You deserve actually Huntington Beach name changed to Ed Laird because you've been working so hard. And when I moved in, I have to go see Ed Laird first. And you know what? That's the way I started my political career. So I'm just so grateful, working really hard. You know what? We have only 25 days left until the election, but I had to come here to celebrate with you, and I showed you that I was in Girl Scout in my high school, so I show you that picture because I was looking for that picture before I come here that I wanted to show you. I was started as a brownie, Girl Scout, and that's the way I finished my high school in Japan. So I am just so grateful to all of you that you are recognizing Ed Laird, and you know what, he deserves it. And I brought little things from Congress. So here, congressional certificates. Thank you, and I'm gonna, if you have any problem with the federal government, just let me know. I'm still doing your work, and you know what? I'm gonna still doing the work until Scott Barr gets elected.
Thank you, honey.
Picture. I'd now like to introduce our Assemblywoman Diane Dixon to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and it's just an honor to be here. I think we all feel the same way. All of us started our political careers one way or the other because of Ed Laird. I'll tell my story. When I was in the private sector, I worked for a large corporation. It's called Avery Dennison, and the core of its business was adhesives and materials. And when I came to running for the Assembly, I was in Newport Beach City Council first, but in the years that I was looking at running for the Assembly, I too was people said you have to meet Ed Laird, and then I Googled Ed Laird and I see Laird Coatings. I go, I know that company, and Laird Coatings was a supplier to Avery Dennison, and so instantly, when we met for the first time next door. And I had a planned tour and all of that because it was also special to me because I spent 30 years with Avery Dennison, and coatings and adhesives and sticky stuff and material was just part of my life for so long. And here Ed was a fundamental part of that history. So instantly we bonded on that business connection. And then as I got to know Ed in the community and how strongly he has always believed in doing the right thing, in supporting people who will do the right thing, and creating a better community for all of us to live and work in. And that's his only purpose, is to make sure that we have a great and strong community. And your investment in Huntington Beach, I wish you were in Newport Beach, but you would be welcome with open arms in Newport Beach over all these years. You have populated our political governing bodies with quality people, and there's nothing greater. What a great, great tribute. And so every time I drive down this street and see Ed Laird, what a great honor for Huntington Beach City Council to do this. And I'm just proud to be standing here today and to present you. Don't get up, Ed, I'll just bring it to you. But on behalf of the California State Assembly, Laird Lane, in honor of naming Ed Laird, Laird Lane, recognizing the exceptional service to our community, Ed Laird, to the city of Huntington Beach, his unwavering dedication to service, leadership, and civic engagement. And that's who you are. And I am so proud to be someone that you supported and love and endorsements. I mean, it's just, you are the best friend to all of us. We are so grateful. Love you. And Patty.
Okay, thank you.
And now it is my honor to present Ed with his very own copy of the Ed Laird sign.
These are my guys here. They're both graduates of Long Beach State. Yes. Both these guys. And then Chapman, too. He's a Chapman boy. So, you know, Jeff's been working with me for 30 years in my plant, my son. He came out of school and he went to work for Coatings, and he's allowed me to play the last 30 years. And I'll tell you, I played with the Boy Scouts. I got the camp up in
Irvine and Orange. If you haven't been there, you're surely welcome. We got a nice zip line, and all the people like that very much. But Jeff allowed me to play in politics and play in the Boy Scouts and play in the Bolsa Chica and a lot of other charities. So I've been real fortunate to have a son of Jeff's caliber to run the company. So, and now Easton has started in the company. He's a hockey player, and he's a hockey coach over at the Great Park. He teaches hockey. So, and he's coming into the company now too. So I got two wonderful guys. You guys go ahead and sit down now, and I'll start my speech. Okay. Okay. I want to thank Gracie, Pat, Tony, and I got to look, Casey and Michael. I call them the Fab Five. They really ran the table and got elected, and I'm real proud of them. Thank you for doing this. This is more than I deserve, I think. It's a little bit like, you know, I had the Boy Scout camp named after me. Now I got a street named after me, and I guess the next one is a tombstone. Okay. I would like to thank one person for keeping me alive so long, and that's my wife, Patty. She is really... So we've been married 22 years, but it seems like just yesterday it's 45 years or so. I've been on Commerce Lane right here. I started in that building right there 60 years ago. And before China hit us, I amassed 7 buildings on the street, and I thought they should name the street Ed Laird Lane then. But instead, I had to keep selling a building. I wasn't a business major, so I kept selling a building to keep the damn chemical plant going. And I'm glad I did, because Jeff has just taken it to new heights. I didn't want to inconvenience all my neighbors, so I will tell you that Gracie and these folks were adamant they were going to change the name of the street. And I said, don't do that to my neighbors. It's just not the right thing to do. And so they came up with the Honorary lane. And so thank you very much, guys. Thank you 100%. I think it would have been more appropriate if they named an alley after me. You know, I always liked the alley right on behind Main Street where the old jail is. You guys know where that is? Okay. Now, see, that's 2 blocks long, and this Commerce Lane is only 1 block, so I would rather have the alley. Thank you, Grace. You want a chair, honey? Take that.
No.
Okay. Okay. So, anyways, let's talk about Made in Huntington Beach. You know, there's one guy here, Matt Liffring, that he's been doing Made in Huntington Beach for a lot of years, and he did me about 45 years ago, and then he keeps filming things, and he is a real stalwart, or a piece of Huntington Beach. Well, I'm going to talk about Made in Huntington Beach in a little different way. First of all, there are people here that have been made in Huntington Beach and deserve a little recognition. First, I'd like to say, Jen Carey, where are you, honey? Jen? Oh, Jen. Jen Carey is our assistant city manager, and she's made this possible. She's the lady that put all this work together, and I want to let you know that she is a homegrown, born in Huntington Beach, raised in Huntington Beach, and schooled here. So we're very proud to have her as assistant city manager. And we're proud to have Travis. I should introduce Travis. He's our new city manager. Yeah, Travis, where are you? Oh, you were over there. So congratulations to you. You got a good job, and I was for you all the way. I want you to know that, because I think we had a known commodity in the community for so long, and it's just great to have a hometown boy get the job as a city manager. So congratulations, Travis. Okay, we're going to talk about more Made in Huntington Beach besides Jen Carey. The people that were made in Huntington Beach, to me, there are 3 of them. The first, I'm going to talk about the future moving forward. The first guy is Dan Hay. Is Dan here? Did he make it? Okay. Dan Hay is a businessman here in Huntington Beach that I've known for probably most of his life. Dan has a girls' fast pitch league that brings 50,000 girls into our community every year, and it's become so popular. It's a league for young girls to learn baseball, but what he has done with that is unbelievable. It's on ESPN now, and he's taken it to new heights. So Dan is a leader with his business, and he's been with me in the Boy Scouts. He just finished up as chairman of the Boy Scouts Orange County Council, and he's still doing it, still doing the job behind the scenes. But Dan, thank you for everything you've done, and he is the future of Huntington Beach. The second guy, thank you. You know, I want to tell a little story right here in the middle. This isn't the first time the city's named a street after a guy here in Huntington Beach. There's a little history lesson. Is that Chris Hefting here? Because he ought to learn this. He's our historian in Huntington Beach. But Dan Hay grew up as a kid in Huntington Beach and went to the Scout House at Lake Park. And then his son went as a Scout. He's an Eagle Scout. His son is an Eagle Scout, and now he's a Scoutmaster of the troop in the log cabin in Lake Park. And his grandson is on his way of being an Eagle. So there's 3 generations in our very famous log cabin Boy Scout house here in Huntington Beach. But everybody thinks that Lake Park, where it's located, was named after, they had a little lake in the park at one time where kids used to go splash around a little bit. But Lake Park was not named because of the lake there. It was named after a guy by the name of Tom Lake, who was one of the first city managers we had in Huntington Beach. And he put all the eucalyptus trees up and down Lake Street. Lake Street is named after him, and Lake Park is named after Tom Lake. A lot of people didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
A history lesson. Okay. Now, I'm going to get to my second person who is the future of Huntington Beach, and that's my son, Jeff Laird. I want to tell you, where did that guy go? Oh. Can you imagine putting up with me for 30 years? I know Patty has trouble with 22 years, but we got it right this time. Anyways, Jeff's been with me for 30 years, and the story I like to tell about Jeff is he went to high school right here at Marina. He went to grade school up here right in Westminster. He went to Long Beach State 5 miles from here, and now he lands here. He hasn't moved much in his life.
Why would I?
But anyways, he's a great son, and he allows me to do all the activities I can do, and I don't have to work anymore. And he really has taken the company, and he's actually built it 3 times bigger than when I had it. You know, there was a time a few years back when times got tough. All my business went to China, and I was contemplating bankruptcy. But we just sold another building, and so we got to stay. Anyways, the business was almost down and dirty, but Jeff rolled up his sleeves, and we brought the company back, and it's 3 times larger than I ever had it. So thank you, Jeff. Let's see. I got to play a lot here in Huntington Beach with the HB Boys. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the HB Boys. So it's a group of about 25, 30 people that like to play golf. And now we can't play golf anymore, so we just eat and drink. So we have there's several of them here. I'm going to give you a story about the HB Boys that you guys don't know about. I've been a member for 25 years, and I missed the only thing I've ever missed was the first golf outing. Take that back. I did miss the last one too. But anyways, I've been a member for 25 years, and the 2 guys that are really fine, upstanding guys in Huntington Beach are Bill Reidenauer, who just got out of the hospital, a great man, and Bill Ellis. And I like to tell this little story about Bill Reidenauer was a school teacher in Edison. Well, started at Huntington Beach High School, and then he went on to Edison. But he never stopped being a school teacher. He is to this day. I can remember back when we were going bankrupt. I was the president of Kiwanis that year, and I wasn't in a good mood. And he called me after the meeting and said, "What's wrong with you? Why aren't you up to par today?" And I said, "Oh, I've just got problems." He said, "Well, what kind of problems you got?" I said, "I just got money problems." And he said, "Well, how much you need?" And He gave me a 6-figure loan on a handshake. So that's what I feel for Ridenour. He's a good man. So now I come back to the third guy that I want to talk about that has really taken Huntington Beach to new levels. A homegrown kid, did his schooling here and everything, and that's the guy that is here with his little son, and that's Kevin Elliott.
Hey, Kevin.
So, what you should know about Kevin, he is a upstanding, he's probably the best citizen we have in Huntington Beach, the sharpest mind, and he's just a great young man, and he's certainly been misunderstood. The enemies of, I think, our community have gone after him unprecedented, and it's just a shame because he's done a lot. He's run the air show for 8 years. The first year, he bought it out of bankruptcy. And I will tell you, he's never made a damn dime out of the air show. He does it as for the love of our city. So support him all you can, and if anybody ever tells you that he's an evil man or anything like that, it's not true. The contract between our city with Michael Gates hammered out and Kevin Elliott, I was right in the middle of that. And I will tell you, it was the toughest thing that they ever did. I sat in my driveway at home. My wife thought I came home for dinner, and for 4 hours, I was talking between Michael and Kevin, and the deal was struck that was fair to the city. The city hasn't cost the city anything. In fact, most of our businesses in Huntington Beach thrive because of the air show. So anytime anybody says anything bad about this young man, please stick up for him. He's a great man. He has a lovely wife. Is Jane here? Oh, Jane. And they have a new baby. You know, he's such a great guy. His little son's name is Jet, and the little daughter's name Goldie. And they're just a great family. So the three people that I love to, that keep me young, besides my wife, is Dan Hay, Jeff Laird, and Kevin Elliott. So thanks, guys. I appreciate everything you do. So that's it. We're going to have tacos now if you have time. And if you want. Oh, okay.
Don't go. I'd actually like to introduce Austin Edsel. He has a certificate on behalf of Senator Janet Wynn, who couldn't be here.
Okay. Here he is. How are you, Austin?
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Good. Well, thank you.
Well, Senator Janet Wynn, she would love to be here today, but she's actually in special session in Sacramento right now, fighting for our community. But Ed, on her behalf, we present you this certificate of recognition. Thank you so much for your service and dedication to our Huntington Beach community. You know she loves you, and she appreciates your support as well.
Thank you, Austin. Thank you very much. Thanks all. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.